Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. This is video 2 in our BeeBeeCraft series, and these are the items that I received in and showed you in the unboxing video, which was video 1. Now we're going to have one more video as well for 3 in this series, and in the third one we're going to work with these bookmarks, and I found this chain on this necklace making kit, and I'm not going to make a cable necklace, so we're gonna steal this chain off of here, and we're gonna work with that in the third video. So right now we're gonna work with everything else, and I'm going to just show a demo of how you could make a card or a center part in your journal with, with the paper folded in half, and then stick the other ones in, and then it would be in the center or anywhere else in your book. Now I've decided to work in and we're going to use these 2 sets of stamps, the mushrooms and the ones that look like stitching, or stitching, and then this metal stencil, which I'm looking forward to working with. I've never worked with a metal one before. And then we're going to use this fancy border punch. Now, disclaimer, I have never used one of these before. I basically know how you use it, but I've never done it before. So your mileage may vary. You'll probably do a better job than me. And another disclaimer, I had a bunch of dental work done yesterday, 2 crowns, and so if I'm talking funny, I'm not still numb, but I'm not a happy camper either. Alright, so let's set this stuff to the side for right now, and I'm going to work in black and tan, which means I'm going to be inking with black soot, and black soot is just a bear to work with. But I love it. So normally I would ink the edges, so I would have inked all around this in black soot. Maybe I can do it without getting it everywhere. I got some on the inside cover already. Oh, this faux leather, I was going to try to make a cover with it, but I don't really have a project right now, and I don't want to make a cover that I may not use, you know what I mean, and use up some of the material. So I'll do that in a future video in with a journal that I'm making. Okay? Let me set that out of the way. So I apologize for that, because I know I had said we would try if I had a project, and I don't. So for now, we're going to ink the edges. If you happen to get this on your shirt, if you put a stain remover on it and then wash it, then this is water-soluble ink. That's why you can't decoupage over it, because it smears, just like if you print with a, see, just like that, a photo printer, not a photo printer, an inkjet printer, and then try to use Mod Podge or something over it, then you get the colors smear. So you can use it as the glue, but then usually I have some Aleene's clear, no, it isn't Aleene's, it's Krylon clear spray that's glossy. And so if I want a glossy finish, then I'll spray it with that. I'm going to get the same product in the matte finish because I really like it. You do have to take it outside to use it. Let's do the inside real quick. But you can see I got ink on here. This is just a demo, so we're just going to pretend like I didn't. How about that? And we're going to be stamping, so, and stenciling. Should have got my black brush out. Oh, I've got my smaller ones. And just put a little bit on the inside. It doesn't have to be a lot. Okay, so now what I want to do, I cut this down just a little bit from the 8.5 to match this, the size of this scrap that I have. What I'm going to do is do this border along the edge, and then I'm going to cut it to the width I want. I'm not sure what I want, you know, how wide I want it to be on this side. I'd like to make a pocket out of it. And so we'll see how this works. Now, technically, you put the punch on. And punch it. And then you move the pattern up. See, I've made a little bit of a mistake. I wasn't sure where it started. I'm sorry if you can see the top of my head. Then you move the pattern up so that it matches. And then you stamp it, or you punch it again. Oh yeah, that works. Works for me. Let's see. We'll see how far. I'm trying to do this quietly because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So let's see if we can get this corner or the end of this. Okay, so you can see where I didn't go quite to the end on either side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this off. You see, like that. And make it look like I did it that way on purpose. Okay, so then let's decide how wide we want this pocket on the front of our card. Put this over here, and it's got little rubber grippy feet on the bottom, which is nice, so when you're pushing down it doesn't slide. Okay, and then you get this little pile of where it cut it off, and then these little bitty pieces from the centers of these the little border pattern, whatever that pattern may be. I really like this pattern. I'm glad that I picked it. And it works well. You don't have to punch it super hard. It's just kind of loud because I'm working on this glass surface. Okay, so let's decide. Let me get out my white pencil. Okay, let me get out my white pencil. And let's make it about this wide. I'm starving all of a sudden. I'm not sure about eating. Don't know how I'm going to eat without chewing. Oh, I've got some liquid breakfast stuff. Not the Slim Fast kind, but the just the breakfast substitute kind. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that. Look at me go. Okay, and then we're going to glue it as a pocket. You could also glue it on as a flap if you wanted to, but I'm going to do a pocket. So I'm just going to glue around the outside edges, not the edge with the scallop or the pattern or whatever you want to call it. It isn't a scallop, it is a pattern. So we're going to glue that. Yeah, I guess I didn't appreciate how long it stayed numb yesterday. I'm going to have to take some Tylenol and Advil at the same time. Apparently you can do that for a short period of time. My friend told me that last night. Okay. Just put it on here. I put that little bit in the corner so I can slide it around. I'm not sure if I said that. Very nice. Look at that. Okay, you can still see a little bit of that white pencil. It's just chalk. Just erase it right off there. Now, another thing you can do is I have Picket Fence, which is a white ink. So you can stamp on here in white, which I didn't even think about. Oh, we got a mess going over here. These don't stack very well. That's the one thing I would like to tell Mr. Tim Holtz. I'm not happy with the way that these stack. They flop around. You know what I mean? They're not level. Once you get several in a stack of these big ones, they just don't stack very well. So now we've got our long stamps. I wonder about our tree. Could we fit a tree on here? I think we could. Let's take it out of here. Someone mentioned that the plastic crinkling was a little loud, so I apologize if it bothers you. I didn't think to take it out ahead of time. Very nice and sturdy. Now, which is the smallest one as far as width? I really like this one. Let's use this one. Let me get a brush. This is one of those media grip things, and I really like it. It holds your ink pad still really well. There we go. Takes a minute to get that white going. And as you can see, I accidentally stamped my black dauber on there. I was working in black and white again. I like working in black and white. Or black, white, and gray. So not just the two colors, but more monochromatic, where it's kind of all right in the same group. This is going to kind of turn out gray, I think. I like this set of brushes. There's different sizes. They work well getting in these small areas without going over the edge of the stencil, you know, onto something else. And I got them on Amazon. Not a plug for Amazon, I'm just telling you where I got mine. They probably have some at BeeBeeCraft and I just didn't see them, or I would have gotten them from there. Okay, you can't see it, but it looks really cool. I don't know if you can see it on camera very well. Let me hold it up for you. It looks very, very cool. And hold it still so the camera can focus. So I like that a lot. And we have our pocket. We should put something up here, but right now, as far as the stencils and stamps that I have, I don't have anything that I would put up here. Maybe something in the corner with some kind of scroll. that looks like it might be a sun. That would be kind of neat. So we're going to, we could also stamp, wonder about one of these long stamps. Now this would be in black. Cheers with our Diet Pepsi. Not drinking coffee. Can only have 1 cup of coffee a day or my brain goes crazy. Now there's going to be links below the video to the main site and all that good stuff for you. Now you can keep these and put your stamps back in there, and it is kind of helpful because you can see them better with this on the top. So if one comes with this board, plus you can see it better. If you've got this laying in your pile, you can see this a lot better. So when I have one that comes like that, then I keep it. I wonder, I kind of like this one. Come here, you. Now I'm going to get out, instead of a stamping board, I'm going to get out a mouse pad, which I know seems funny. However, it has like a cush to it, and it works really well for stamping. And I think it's just the right size, almost. Let's put this on here. You do need one of these long ones. Long skinny block. Now I know that this black ink is fairly juicy, so hopefully we will get a good stamp. I am not very good at stamping. I'm going to be the first to admit it. For some reason that black cover, it likes to stay on and protect the pad, which is nice. It looks like I'm getting a good inking on there. Make sure to get all the way to the end. All right, now I think I want it to go like this. So I'm going to put it just in the center, or do I want to put it from the top down? And match it up twice. All right, let's give it a whirl. And let it sit for just a second so the ink grabs onto the paper. It kind of soaks in a minute. And there you go. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. So that does work well with your mouse pad. I have a whole mouse pad collection. I saved them from the early 90s. Just because I have collections of things, and yeah. From everywhere I've been, I have coffee cups and shot glasses and little knicky knacks and all kinds of stuff. All right, let's see if I can line this up. There we go. I could have gone up just a little bit further, but I'm still happy with it for my first try. Oh, look what I did. I stamped on it right here. Let's see, what can I do? I can make a second row. Let me try that. I got it on the edge of the stamp pad when I rocked it back and forth. That was silly on my part. So make sure you just get the ink on the stamp, and these are so narrow, and you need to be careful or you'll do what I just did. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, I covered that right up. You also want to try to get it straight. There we go. There we go. I fixed my mistake. And it looks pretty cool. Here is a mistake, but I'm not going to stamp it over. This one looks a lot better, my second try. So then on the inside of our card, now remember we're going to have a card that we slide in here. And it could even be a folded in half card so that you've got like a double card. That would be good. That would be interesting. On the inside, I think what we'll do is we'll do another tree. Let me get a cleaning thing here. This is just a dry wet wipe. The ink is a little oily, a little difficult. Looks like you're going to have to get these wet to clean them off. Maybe a wet wipe. Let me try a paper towel, see if that works better. Not really, but let's get most of it off. So these are not like the plastic stencils where you can just wipe it. See, I've got quite a bit off. So it looks like you have to wash them, which is no big deal. I wash the other ones too. So, all right, so let's make them not a matching with the same tree, but a matching stencil on the inside. And we'll use the black instead. Let's just use this one and put it in the black. You can wash these just like you can your brushes. Now this is cream paper, so it may not look the same as it would on white paper. It's not going to be as much of a difference. You know, contrast, I mean. And you can see how these little brushes come in handy. I'm not very good with the bigger ones. And then what we'll do is we'll stamp some of the mushrooms on the other page. And then that will be our demonstration card. And then you can stamp your sentiments. You can write in here if you have good handwriting. There we go. And so on and so forth. Once again, you could cut 2 pieces of the black paper and make the same pattern as you did on here and put it across the top. That would be cool too. Okay, that's another idea for you. Let's get the smaller stamp block out. Well, we're going to do it in black, so I probably didn't need to cover that up, but let's take this and put it back on its own. And I'll put it back on this card after the video. So let's get out our mushroom stamps. These are nice. They're good sized. There's a basket with mushrooms in it. Now these I probably will not put back in this, just because it's so hard for me to undo those things. If you have to, you can take washi and tape it and make a hinge to keep the plastics together if you need to. I think I'm going to use this great big one. And I'm going to just do one, but I would suggest multiple ones across the bottom, maybe some small ones. This is, you could get a bigger tree. They had some stencils that were this size with just one image on it. So that might be better for a card. Or I'm going to put maybe one larger one over here, which makes it bigger than the tree. And then I've got a couple small ones, and put a small one over here maybe. And then don't forget, you can stamp on your card on the that you're going to put in the pocket on the front. Very nice, very nice, very nice stamp. I like that a lot. I really do. I really, really, really like that stamp. Okay, let's get a smaller one. There is a little teeny tiny weeny one. I think this will do. Oh, it's pretty big. Still. Let's try these. Very small. Very large mushrooms. Very nice. Let's do one on the other side. I mean, if you're going to have giant mushrooms take over, then you might as well have giant mushrooms take over. Now I'm wiping the around this stamp because now this fits right in the curve of the tree. Here we go. I would probably use two different ones, smaller ones. This is good for a demonstration. Okay, so that's going to be our demonstration. We've used all the stuff that we've gotten. Used the edge punch on the front. Used the long stamp. We've used the tree stencil. On the inside we used the tree stencil. And then we used the mushroom stencils as well. Okay? So that's going to be it for this video. And I will see you in the next BeeBeeCraft video, which there is one more. And I believe it's in a week. I think because I only do these on weekends. The corporate videos. Sponsored videos, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.